Hello, you're watching Proactive London. I'm joined by Jeremy Sturgis-Smith, Finance Director at Ananda Developments. Jeremy, good morning and positive news to start the week. Trading in your shares graduated to the senior Apex segment of the Aquis Stock Exchange growth market. So what does this reflect about the company, Jeremy?
Hi, Stephen. It's a great mark of our progress over the past 4 or 5 years even 6 years since we were IPO'd onto Aquis, what was next at the time. It shows that we have the ability to abide by some very strict corporate governance rules, and obviously there's been a good uplift in our share price recently. So the market is showing faith in us and in our strategy, which has allowed us to make this move on to Apex.
And of course, there are much stricter eligibility criteria, Jeremy. So for instance, market cap of at least £10 million, 25% of your stock must be in public hands. So you've really grown and you fit all these criteria now, don't you?
Absolutely. I think the ones that are really key for us in terms of a governance perspective is the need for 2 independent NEDs. Being able to have John Tracy and Professor Clyde Page on board, 2 very impressive men, if I do say so myself, and showing faith in our business and giving us that seal of approval is really great for us. And also being fully paid up members of the QCA Corporate Governance Code and sticking to that is a strong sign of the fact that we think that corporate governance is very valuable and important as a public company.
And Jeremy, it also provides your investors with more comfort, I'm sure. So what does this open you up to? I mean, trading in your shares?
I think initially some increased visibility through Aquis being on Apex, that does open up some more visibility. We would hope to see more liquidity in the stock, given the higher level of corporate governance that we have to now abide by, should hopefully give investors more comfort in us as a going concern. And also we can now more easily have our shares dual listed on other trading platforms. Specifically, I think for us, we're looking towards the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. It's a market. Germany is a market with a very strong medical cannabis industry. And so we believe that there could be some significant investor appetite for our shares in that market. And also, of course, we'll be looking towards the OTCQB in New York. That might be a bit more of a longer term strategy to move there. However, as a drug development company and specifically a company that's looking at chronic pain, America is absolutely a market that we're targeting for the long term.
So Jeremy, just maybe give us an update on the development of the company and progress you're making with your phase 2 clinical trials, as well as that MRX1 study using mice.
Sure. So Charles Morgan, our chairman, had a good conversation with Professor Cherry Wainwright, who's part of the team at Robert Gordon University on that HFpEF trial that I spoke to you about, I believe, last month. The current work is to assess how and where we are best to increase the scale of the follow-up preclinical trial that I mentioned before. What we really need to think quite hard about here is setting some endpoints and data targets for this expanded trial to reflect in mice similar endpoints that we've been looking for in a human study, to ensure that there's good translation from our preclinical into our clinical work. In terms of our 2 phase 2 studies, we're still on track, on time to begin dosing later this year. The next steps and what we're working towards at the moment is a discussion with the MHRA, ethics submissions, and then finishing off our stability work and beginning to manufacture a batch of MRX1 for CIPN first and then endometriosis.
Well, Jeremy, I hope you'll keep us posted on any progress with all of those trials. Thank you very much for speaking with us today, and congratulations again on the graduation to Apex.
Thanks. And I wouldn't forgive myself if I didn't mention it's our AGM on Friday. We are hosting the entire event through Investor Meet Company. There will be a link available in many places across our social media platforms and website. And please, if you have any questions for myself, for Charles Morgan, or Melissa, our chairman and CEO respectively, please do ask them there. And if you can join virtually or in person, we'd love to see you all.
So please take note, all Ananda investors. Jeremy, good speaking with you.
Cheers. Have a good day.
And you, Jeremy Sturgis-Smith, Finance Director at Ananda Developments.